in this case, it was the other way around. Please see me, please, please, you know. And it's because everyone understands how much this film means, you know. If the 28th of March people go to watch this film, to get inspired by Cesar's story, to engage emotionally with the ride of these characters, they're going to be sending a clear message to this country, and that is that our community needs to be celebrated in film, needs to be portrayed with the respect and complexity and diversity that our cultural diversity, that our community has. And if we achieve that, and if we send that message, we'll be in a different place very soon, you know. Because
and Cesar would have continued then. Now
well, because this is a business, and as they understood with the movement, you have to understand the business in order to affect the way it works, you know. So here, if people on the 28th say, hey, I want to see this film, if theaters are full, on April there's going to be, every company is going to be trying to develop a project for this audience, you know. So we have to send a message, and that's when I talk about the responsibility of being a consumer. It's exactly that. As audiences, we cannot complain, oh, our stories are not out, if we don't go up and show that when they're out, we're there to support them, you know?
In terms of transcending borders, what do you think of the Bolivarian project of that other Chavez, Hugo?
The Bolivarian project?
Well, Hugo Chavez's idea of a Bolivarian unity of South America, Central America.
It's difficult to see the world from his perspective. But I do hope we stop thinking about frontiers and nationalities, and I think that's part of the past, you know. Now we can be connected in a second with the world, and I really hope we start thinking about those who share context, those who have things in common. You know, I wish Latin America would agree in the issues that we all share, that matter to all of us, and I wish we could work together, you know. But it's not happening. It's not happening at the moment. And my big dream, and it very much has to do with the Chavez I did the film about, and not Hugo. But my dream is that we understand change is never going to come from the political class or from the corporations. It's not that one day, you know, the big corporation is going to wake up and say, let's make 20% less and make these places a more balanced and a nicer place for those who are making me rich, basically. That's not going to happen. But what it can happen is that we all realize how much we can be part of change if we get involved, if we get affected.
The Heart, I saw a lot of Cesar and Helen is doing better for their children. Now that you're a parent, how is that influencing what stories you tell and how you tell them?
It influences everything I do, not just my work. Every day of my life I think about them. Almost they're part of every choice I make. This film, I made it for my son, you know. I mean, he's 5 years old now, but one day he's gonna want to look to material that would talk about where he comes from and what community he belongs to, and yeah, what happened in the past, what allowed him to be where he is. And I want him to be able to look at this story and find out that there was a guy called Cesar Chavez, and that there was an amazing movement in the 60s and 70s, and that in fact change is in our hands, you know, and that he's capable of whatever he wants to do. So yeah, they do. But when I became a father, I realized the amount of sacrifice that my father had to go through. You know, that those days when he wasn't around, that I lived as being abandoned. In fact, when you become a father, you realize it's the exact opposite. You know, you realize the struggle and the pain that probably he went through in order to give me a better life. You know, and this film is about that. You know, so it's definitely tied to my kids and my father, and that's why I dedicate the film to them